There we go. I'm recording now. Almost want to restart. But
Yeah.
so what we're talking about today is we're talking about launching your business online and how you can get $7,500 of a pool of grant money, about $42 million that our government has made available. That means that there's only 5,600 businesses that are able to apply and receive this grant. So that's not a lot of businesses here in British Columbia, is it, Valor?
No, it's you were just saying that the early bird gets the grant.
We were just saying that for some of the people that have actually joined us on Zoom Live today. But I was also mentioning that there's a website that goes through all of this. I'm just going to move over to that website right now and show it to you very quickly over here. And we got a lot of this information from the launch online. And so what we're doing is we're providing a service. We're going to show you what it's all about so you don't have to necessarily go and read it all yourself. And here it is, launchonline.ca, and you can kind of go through it. And we've made this presentation to kind of go through all of this. So Valor and I will go through the details and how you can apply for this grant. So let's get back over here. So let's move on to the first slide. Valor, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. So since this is a program by our BC government, so its target market, of course, of the people that they want to help is the businesses in BC. So pretty much you need to be, the business needs to be BC resident owned, primarily operated in BC, it's registered in BC, employed, so it's targeting a small to medium business. So you cannot have more than 149 BC residents as employees, and you pay taxes in BC. So they kind of have a big section going over this, but we just kind of take out what's important. So in a too long, don't read version, you're just in BC, and that's it, like the simplified version. So we want to make
So
sure
if you're so if you're somewhere else, I mean, we are international and we have a lot of people that tune in from all over the world, but this is specifically a British Columbian grant. And I bet you that if you take a look at your province or your state or your country that you're in, there's probably some kind of economic grant as well that you could be tapping into. And so we came across this and we said, hey, let's share this with our local residents over here because we're in British Columbia. So you have to be currently in operations. You have to actually be running a business and you have to be making more than $30,000. You had to have made more than $30,000 in the past year, 2019, years before, to apply. So you have to be able to have a federal business number. So it's a GST number, a PST number, WorkSafe number, and so on, where applicable. So there are some exceptions you can ask. And again, we have too long, don't read, legit businesses that pay taxes. You have to actually have a real business. So that's really important to be able to be eligible for this. You want to talk about this one, Valor?
Yep. So the further qualification for this program is, well, you need to be, the program is for you to expand your online presence. So at first you need to be not have so many, if you're all decked out in terms of your online presence, then you won't qualify for it. But we actually spoke to quite a bit of business owners in the last couple of days, and they all have a reasonable, they believe they have a reasonable digital presence. But when we kind of went through the checklist, guess what? They actually qualify for all of these things. So don't just discount yourself because you have a website. So just stay tuned and actually go through this 5 steps. And as we've done a lot of website and marketing audits, most people don't have all 5 of these things. And you just need to not have 3 of these things. So it's okay for you to have 1 or 2 of these things on your digital presence, okay? The first thing is I'll pass back to you, Odin.
Yeah, so customer registration information security features. So what we're talking about here is we're talking about your ability to actually register individuals through your website, have them to get information. It could be some kind of CRM, client relationship management software. We're talking here about a way that you can start digitalizing your relationships. And funny enough, I was just talking about that Blockbuster video, that movie that came up on Netflix recently. And did you know why Blockbuster was able to scale faster than all the other mom and pops? It was because they had a way of digitalizing all their videos, and then they had a way of taking that software and opening up and taking over other mom and pops. And so this allows you to actually create a system that allows you to duplicate yourself and actually grow quite a bit faster. Anything else you want to add to this, Valerie?
Yeah, it's actually becomes a essential part of marketing and managing your client as well.
Sure
So, but it's not just like a simple registration, and it's actually a key part of your business.
Your business, I remember one of my coaches saying that your products and your products and services won't make you money, but your database will. And so
Yes.
it's really about the relationships that you have. And if you want to double and triple your profits, your database is really where it's at, and growing your relationships. And so we're talking about CRMs, we're talking about uh, email systems to follow up with individuals, the whole online presence that goes along with this. Let's go to the next one. So we're talking about customer registrations. Are they a member? I mean, of course, there's the marketing strategy, there's words, there's copy that goes behind all of this, but that's all right. Let's just figure out if you qualify first and foremost for the program. So if you're not doing this right now, or you're not doing it effectively, this is one of the 5 areas that you can qualify for. Let's talk about the second one. Go ahead.
Oh, excuse me. Okay,
I
so
can do it. Okay.
I can start. So the second thing is they actually expanded. Before it was only a product base, and now it's a service base as well. So on the left side here, it's if you don't have a shopping cart and order management capability on your website. So if you sell physical products, or even if you sell an ebook or digital consulting, you will be able to, you don't have a shopping cart capability, then you qualify. And on the other side, if you are a service-based or appointment-based thing, such as a chiropractor, or you are a even doctor, perhaps,
therapist, whatever.
yes,
Naturopath.
mhm. And or even some kind of a consultant that you don't have a reservation management that booked people into your calendar. Like even contractors too. If you're a carpenter, you're a roofer, and you don't have a reservation management capability on your website, guess what? You qualify, because our government wants people to be able to book your business and actually have the money circulate in our economy.
Perfect. I'm not going to add any more than that. That's good.
Yeah.
So number 3, the payment processing options are included in this process. So if you don't have any payment processing options right now, and you're kind of wondering, how do I set that all up? Well, this grant allows you to actually do that. It allows you to get someone to come in and actually help you with the payment processing. And you can see there's quite a number of payment processing options out there. Which one is the best one for you? That's going to obviously come down to what you are signed up for payment processing currently. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yep, and it just kind of goes nicely with what we just talked about on the last one. That after you set up the shopping cart, you set up the appointment, then guess what? Let's take the payment as well. It becomes like a one-stop process.
But at the same point, though, if you're following some of our 4 elements of marketing strategies, what you would be able to do is you'd be able to set up a form for someone to come and get some good information. Because remember that everyone's going through what we call the education spectrum. That means that only about 1 to 5% of people are ready to buy right now. The other 95% of people are taking a look and saying, hey, who out there is offering better value compared to someone else? Essentially, we don't want to be coming down and competing with price, because that's not really the greatest value. We want to be providing other information. So if you set up your system where you have a lead generation process where you're taking in the lead, and then what you're doing is you're consulting and educating with them, and then you can send out another payment process. So it all depends on where strategically you're placing your payment processing. If you have a product and pricing happens to be where you're competing, like if you're selling a cutting board or something like that, then you probably want to put down the price of the cutting board and say how much it is. But if it's a service, that's going to be a kind of a different strategy we're talking about here. Do you have anything to add there, Val?
No, you pretty much nailed it, Odin.
All right, perfect. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm Odin and this is Valor, in case you missed our names earlier on, right? We're from the Canadian marketing team. Good to see you. All right, let's keep going. Lack of the online presence. Go ahead and talk about this one here, Valor.
Yes. So the 4th eligibility that you don't have is the first one, the product base, is product catalog, a search inventory starts. So it's kind of like, just imagine your store is kind of like a Amazon e-commerce site that you want to make sure that people are able to order from it, they're able to pick the sizes, and they're able to order and make the purchase. It all loops back to the last couple kind of points we touched on, that they will be able to add the shopping cart and they need to make payments, but guess what? They need the product to be able to add to the cart as well. So, so the government does give the grant, does cover the cost of putting all these together, because they realize that one of the biggest hit sectors are the retail sectors, the small boutique shops, the things that we love, that they don't sell the big box items, but like the little nice things that you can't find anywhere. Those are the gems, and that those business powers the backbone of the economy and provides diversity. And quite frankly, a lot of the big box stores actually started off as a small little mom and pop boutique shops as well.
And I want to also move it into the fact that your products may not be dresses. Your products may be educational materials. They might be videos. They could be a whole series. It could be consultations. You could have a rental company, for instance, and you want to put some of their rental equipment on there. It really is as broad as your business is. And so just think of this. The government is giving you a grant so you can make your business and your presence online a little bit better. Earlier, I said about the education spectrum. So just imagine your competitor is doing this and you're not. They're going to be searching online and they're probably looking for something like this from you. And then all of a sudden it's not there. So the government recognized the fact that there might be a little bit of a discrepancy in who has a great online presence and who doesn't. Money makes the difference when creating something like this. And so they said, hey, we're going to even the playing field. We're going to allow you to be able to get this grant in order to put your products up here. But it's also the automated replies and reminders. It's that autoresponder system that is also a part of this. It's the ongoing education. It's the ongoing, what value am I giving? It's the daily specials. It's all the things that a business needs to be able to say, hey, I'm here, I'm in business. You may not be ready to buy today, but when you are ready to buy, I'm here. So that's kind of where this number 4 is coming in with. So remember, you just need to not have 3 of these in your business, or we've been talking to individuals who have set up this for one portion of their business, but they have another complete different portion of the business. And so what they're thinking is hey, I want to set up a totally separate website specifically for this particular product and specifically for this particular service. And it has nothing to do with what I was doing before. There's a chance that you can qualify for that as well and just expand your business. Anything to add to there?
I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, good. Perfect. I'm doing some pretty good time. So number 5 out of 5. Go ahead. You don't have analytics or reporting capabilities. You actually don't know your metrics. You don't know your key performance indicators. And yesterday we were talking to a company, actually Fountainhead Network out in Coquitlam. They're a co-working space, and we managed to dive into their CRM and take a look at their reporting capabilities, and we're able to tweak that so they will get more replies. And that's really exciting. But imagine when I talk to businesses that don't have that reporting abilities, they don't have those key performance indicators. They don't know how many people actually came to the website. They don't have all the numbers and the metrics in order for us to leverage and maybe spend a little bit of money on this ad here or tweak that message over there so that we get more replies, more leads, which ultimately results in more conversions. You want to add something?
Yes, and for most of the business owners, you might be looking at it as what even is website analytics and recovering capabilities, and definitely there's quite a bit of learning curve for every one of us. Even for the industry, it's changing every single day, and then we keep on like what worked before doesn't work the next week, and then we scratch our heads like what just changed in terms of the consumer pattern.
Let's talk about our metrics and the messages we've been sending out recently, because we've been testing and measuring. Guys, this is here's a little bit of an email hack that we're sharing with you. So you only get this when you've stayed with us this long. We've been sending out messages on Fridays and Saturdays, and we've been getting triple the amount of replies on Fridays and Saturdays than we do through the week. And that kind of blew our mind, didn't it, Valor?
Yes, yes.
Triple the amount of replies on Fridays and Saturdays. And so we started thinking to ourselves, what the heck is going on? Well, we figured that at the end of the day, business owners are pretty much sitting back and saying, I got another hour. And then we send out that message and they're like, oh, I have some time to read this. Or they're going through their emails on Saturdays because they were all busy working in their business throughout the week. And now they have a little bit of time. So there's a little bit of a life hack there. And we wouldn't have been able to find that out unless we were keeping track of website and reporting capabilities. Very important in your business. So there's a little bit of a message hack for you. I think that you're going to enjoy. Go ahead.
So provider requirements. So
that would be us.
Yes, right? Provider requirements. So when you're looking for someone to help you build out a list of these things, your online presence, you must hire someone from who are based in BC. So we spoke to a company that they currently use, an American company, to help them do their online presence. So they wouldn't be able to qualify for that. But if they switch over to a Canadian provider to help them out with the work, well, not even Canadian, like BC-based provider, then they'll be able to help them improve. And the only non-BC based expense include the platform subscription costs, such as if you need your online hosting. So for you to, in order to get your website, you need to purchase a domain name and purchase hosting. And then if you need to purchase some stock photos or creative assets, you're able to buy them online as well. And guess what? Something that got us really excited is they even pay for the promotional space, such as Facebook ads and guess what? Google ads, all YouTube ads and everything that includes on it. And then online course fees to help your employee to learn how to manage all these things. So they're even teaching, like giving you like course to education to help you train you up as the business owner, your employee, to run this after this initial stage is set up.
And so the Canadian marketing team, that's who we are. We are eligible to help you out, and we'd love to be able to provide you a quote and services for you setting your business up, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been doing this, right, Valor? And,
yes,
and by the way, we are a full-on agency. So we're able to help you with everything we're going to be talking about here today. We have teams that are able to do all of this. So it's not just you're going to a website person who just does website. We do website, we do copy, we do SEO, we do everything we're going to be showing you here. So we're just planting that seed there. So when the time is right, you can reach out to us and you can ask for a bit of help. So funding is going to cover up to 75% of expenses like service provider costs, like the platform, the online shop, the online booking system, and the development. It's going to also help with copy and online content writing. And Valor, do you want to go in a little bit on that, how not all copywriters are created equal?
Oh yeah. So what we notice is a lot of copywriting are just kind of like an introduction of corporate websites. Like, hey, we are here, and this is exactly what we do. And there's no value proposition or something that entice the
sales process.
Yes. So you want your website to not just let people know that you're here. You want your website to help you sell. And that is a particular set of writing skills. So so you know that there is the academic type of writing, and there is the journalist type of writing, and there is business type of communication writing, and there is sales type of writing. And copywriting generally refers to the sales type of writing that, like, you must have went on a particular website and it's very ugly, just one page, but you just could not stop scrolling through, reading through that particular page. You'd be like, what is this thing? It got you intrigued. And then you keep on going through it, and it promises you all these wonderful things and makes you feel like, and it tells you that this is such a great deal. And you'd be like, you know what? It sounds like a great deal. And this is exactly what I want. Okay, I'm going to buy it. It's like no interaction needed from a real life person. And you just spend like, boom, like, I don't know, they ranges from $7 of product to I've seen like $5,000 worth of products that they're able to sell. So that's the type of writing that we're referring to. And not a lot of web developers are able to do it because they are web developers. And we'll actually go through a list of service providers that if you were to explore this, to learn about what each individual position or role do. And that's critical for you to not make any mistakes, because guess what? If you make if you don't know what you're doing, you can easily just spend all your $7,500 grant on one particular provider without covering all your bases, and you have a very broken or ineffective online presence.
And remember,
Yeah.
we were talking earlier about that education spectrum. So the education spectrum that we follow, what we do is we implement something called the 4 elements of marketing, which is get attention, engage, educate, and offer. And essentially your website acts as your silent sales force when you're not available. And that's why we're talking about the online ads or Facebook ads, Google ads, and so on. And we want to create a website that actually funnels individuals into what we call a landing page so they take action. And so when we're talking about the education spectrum, what we're saying is, hey, some people come to your website, what they're looking for is they're looking to say who's any better or who's any worse than someone else. And in this particular case, we're talking about it's very important for you to make sure that you're getting someone who understands this kind of copywriting or marketing or sales processes. So they're going to create and help you create a better sales process of education and show the value that your business has. And so developing an online inventory of goods, products, and services, that's another thing that the 75% grant's going to help you with. And pictures, of course, hiring a photographer, stock photos, related graphics, and so on. And we have some amazing graphic designers that are part of our team. So really artistic. I mean, I feel so confident that we just give them a bunch of words and they come up and they give us exactly what we were envisioning without even talking about what the image is going to look like. So we got some pretty amazing people that you can tap into. Of course, you can use your own people as well. I mean, this is, you don't have to use any one specific company, but of course we want you to use us. You want to go and talk about this one here?
So yeah, digital customer acquisition. So you can purchase e-commerce platform subscriptions. So in this case, I can relate to items such as Shopify and online advertising up to a year, SEO, search engine optimization, creating banners and other embedded advertising. So there are still websites that sells banners and not so targeted. And sometimes when you're targeting a specific demographics and you know your market and they're local and they all go to a particular one, and those still work that I'm aware of because they just have crazy volume of traffic.
And I wanted to just mention that search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is about getting you on the first page where your competitors are. So most of your competitors are most likely on the first page or second page of Google, Yahoo, Bing, and all the other search engines. So what we're talking about here is we're talking about creating a series of written pieces, articles that are specifically about your business. And then what we do is we start creating messages that really target into the keywords where people are searching on these search engines. So we put and position you on the top pages of those search engine platforms. Search engine optimization does take a little bit of time. So typically between 3 and 6 months. This is a longer play when it comes to your sales and marketing activities, but typically all of these are meant towards educating your prospect over a period of time. And then that 95% education spectrum. And so we're taking them from, I'm kind of thinking about something like this. I'm looking actively and getting referrals from friends and families and taking a look at websites. I'm narrowing my search down to a few people. And then finally, when they're narrowing their search down, they're ready to make a buying decision. We're positioning you at that place when someone's ready to make a buying decision that they choose you. So that's a little bit about the search engine optimization. It's a little bit longer of a play. It doesn't instantaneously happen like ads or getting a website and coming to your landing page. So just be aware of that. If you didn't know what SEO was, it is a longer play. Let's go to the next one. Go ahead, Valerie.
So what does this mean to you? So, and Odin, let's go to the next slide. So
Me,
we mentioned that you need to kind of learn about at least basics of what each of these roles and all these like terms flying around on the internet. What do they do? So we're going to quickly go through it, like a quick summary, like digital marketing. What is digital marketing? We hear that word go flies everywhere. Essentially, how I would describe digital marketing is it's not everything, but it's just one way, one platform of marketing, which is marketing digitally. And that would be mostly we refer to the internet, but that's not only it. And web design and web development, they're two very separate things. Web design usually is person that makes the website looks very pretty and get you a very nice front page, like how user interacts with it. And web development is actually engineers. They deal with all the codes and deal with quite a bit of stuff. And SEO, it's to help you get onto the top of the search list when people search certain things on the website. For example, let's see how to cook a steak. If you work really hard with that particular search term, when people search how to cook a steak, your website can be #1 to pop up. And then content marketing. What's content marketing? Content marketing generally refers to you do a lot of infomercial pieces that people are going to watch it, like it, and build trust over time. And then it also helps with SEO. So they're not all independent. They all
interrelate.
Interrelate with each other. So if you, like I mentioned, if you only pays only the web, most of the people actually, when they think about digital marketing, they think about web design, web development. That's all they think about. And they spend $5,000, $10,000 on a website. And actually, I'll go into the mistakes in the next slide, actually. So let's go on with this. Copywriting, we mentioned about it's a form of writing that entices people to take action. And SEM is search engine marketer is ads, media buys. So people that searches what is the best way and best spent on buying. So before internet came around,
ad manager on Facebook or your ad manager on Google. It would be your Bing ad manager, it would be your Yahoo ad manager, and ideally an ad manager does all of that. We have that on our team as well. So we do all of this. You're not just going to find one person or another person. I mean, and when people call themselves marketers, very often they may just do web design, or very often they may just do web development, or very often they're just a search engine optimization specialist, or very often maybe they're just a content writer. What you're looking for your business for this particular brand, in our opinion, is you're looking for someone that's able to give you the whole round package and strategize with you, and then give you a step-by-step plan over the next 12 months, along with education, may I add, because that's really important. As a small business owner, what you're looking to do is you're looking to understand all of this. You're looking to have someone help you implement all of this, while at the same time you're educating yourself so you can know the key performance indicators that we mentioned just earlier on. Go ahead.
Yes. So our keyword research is not so what words people search for when they want to use your service.
That takes a little bit of time to figure out too.
And then also you base a lot of your content writing, copywriting, as well as your ad spend based on that. Mm-hmm. And digital advertising, we kind of touched upon this already. So
digital advertising.
Mm-hmm. It's the ads.
You froze there for a moment. You just froze there for a moment. We had a momentary blooper. I love those.
Sure.
I love bloopers because we are wanting to really knock it out of the ballpark, and we just got a double, so that's all right.
Cool. All right. So graphic designers, and they're all important part of digital marketing and helping your online presence. Social media managers, and that's very straightforward. That's someone who helps you with your social media and reaches out to people and interacts with your followers and actually makes sales.
With your voice, ideally.
Yes. Come again?
Well, what they do is a social media manager typically reaches out with the client's voice. Like they
Oh,
understand
right, right.
the sales process, they understand the get attention, the engage, the educate, and the offer. And they're able to really communicate and engage with individuals in groups. They're able to add people to your social media, whichever ones that you're using. It really is an interactive process. And what it does is supposed to allow you, the business owner, to work on the business, bringing in more leads. And remember, this grant is meant to make you money. So don't look at this as you spending money. Look at this as an investment in your returns. And we know that marketing is one of the few businesses where, or the few, it is one of the few investments that you can make that does get an ongoing return. And so we're sharing with you here that having a full round knowledge of this is really going to allow you to leverage up. And that $7,500 the government's giving you, you should be able to double and triple that money for your business. This is not just free money they're giving you so some marketing companies can be able to make some cash. This is actually money that they're giving you so that you grow the economy and you hire more people, you spend more money on the ads, you actually make more sales, and you outmarket your competition because of the amount of value that you're providing.
Yes. And next we go into conversion rate optimizer. So conversion rate optimizer in essence is finding out where the bottleneck of the conversion is, or your conversion funnel. So you got leads coming in, and then all of a sudden, boom, like this funnel goes bottlenecked and it stopped converting. Then you got to find out exactly what, and then you're going to do A/B testing and so on. That's why we use a lot of tools. We mentioned about what even is web analytics. So this is actually where this comes in a huge term. And
we create something called a profit faucet. What's really interesting is if you're in a position where with your conversion where you need to maybe turn it down or turn it up, but we gotta speed things up here, Val. We're running out of time with our chitter chat.
Right. All right. So inbound marketing manager, analytics, KPI, key performance indicator, CRM, e-commerce manager, and the list goes on and on and on. But these are the few things that you ought to at least educate yourself and get familiar with first.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So mistake number one. Mistake number one is a beautiful, stunning website that does not bring in new clients, capture leads and information, makes it easier for you to sell, and that doesn't have any visitors. This is mistake number one. You're not looking for a stunning website. What you're looking for is you're looking for a website that actually enhances your sales process, shows the value that you are actually providing to your customers, to your clients, and then at the same time differentiates you with a unique selling proposition that has that person that visits the website take action. That's what to us is a stunning website. The beauty of it is secondary compared to the effectiveness of the website actually generating sales for you. So great social media accounts. So that translates followers into appointments and orders. And that's what the social media manager is ideally doing for you is you've created a system where you're able to actually have a meeting and have communications with your potential prospects. So prospects are individuals that you suspect that are going to be liking your product and services. And that's where the ad managers are going to come in. And they're going to say, hey, we suspect that this is your target market. This is the age group, the demographics. This is what they think, the psychographics. And then we start and we test and measure that. And remember, a lot of marketing is testing and measuring until you find that sweet spot that gives you that return. So boosting the right posts. We use something called the miser method. So we really believe in spending a little bit at first and testing and measuring a few ideas and finding out which ones actually bring a return. And we've been doing this with a number of our clients. And we're finding that there's one or two ads to just pull so much more. We've got clients that put up one ad on Google AdWords, and they've made thousands and thousands of dollars just with one simple ad. And we said, okay, let's test a second ad and test a third ad and test a fourth ad to see if we can compete with the first one that we created. And lo and behold, that first one that we created was the one that just keeps on pulling so much more. And that's what testing and measuring is really about with social media. Have a call to action and a conversion process. I was talking to someone yesterday and I was saying, hey, they wanted to quit. They have a regular job as well. as their business. And they said, I want to quit my job. And I said, hey, the only way you're going to be able to quit your job is when you have a conversion process that's mastered. And so if you don't have a conversion process that is really mastered so that you can know your numbers, your lifetime value of a client and the cost of client acquisition, then we're going to work that out as well. But social media is really, great social media accounts have to have this process in place, and it has to be integrated with multiple different marketing strategies. Remember, this is about online marketing. Well, we have 262 different ways to help you build your business when it comes to lead generation, conversions, getting more clients, getting more sales, and actually ultimately reducing and increasing your margins of your business. So we're talking about just online. And so this online needs to also relate to what you do offline, on the phone and in person and in your store and in your office. You want to add anything here, Valor?
You pretty much nailed it.
So avoid making a $7,500 mistake, even though that it's not your money. Ultimately, you want it to go through a process that have customers knocking on the door. It's not just some exercise. This is meant to actually build your business in a competitive way. So remember that when you're making your choices. So step number one is what we call a sales and marketing audit. What we do is this is a free 45-minute call that you're going to be able to have with us, where what we do is we go through and identify 8 specific growth strategies that you can implement out of our 262. These are our top 8. And we guarantee that we'll show you a way to make a minimum of $10,000 to $100,000 in additional revenue. And you'll be able to use this grant in order to help move that process forward for yourself. So it's complimentary. You can book it now. You just have to go to theprofitcall.com. You just go to theprofitcall.com. And so, do you need help with any of these? And if you say yes, you do, then give us a shout. I mean, we have a few spots that are open for the rest of the month, next week and the week after, and we do have limited spots. Remember, there's only 5,600 businesses that are able to get this grant. We want you definitely to be one of those. So do you need help with digital marketing, web development, web design, search engine optimization, content marketing, copywriting, specifically the 4 elements of copywriting, which is get attention, engage, educate, and offer? How about search engine marketing help? Maybe you need that as well. You need help with keyword research for your search engine optimization, obviously, and for making sure your website is going to rank. Digital advertising, graphic designing, social media manager, conversion rate optimizer, inbound marketing manager, analytics such as your key performance indicators and your CRM. And by the way, whenever I have a call with one of the clients that we're coaching, we go through this first, your KPIs, because we understand that your key performance indicators is exactly where you're going to see a double and a triple and a quadruple in your business. Maybe you need an e-commerce manager, and really the list doesn't go on. So you're looking for someone who's going to add all of these components into one nice bundle for you and help you with your business, not just short term. We're interested in long-term relationships. I think we've got 40 pages of testimonials, Valor. So if you need to know that we're good at what we do, we'll just send you our 40 pages of testimonials of all the people that say how awesome we are. So talk about this one, Val. You came up with this great idea, actually.
Yes. So, excuse me. So essentially, with what you need help, what we offer a new program is called the Fractional CMMO. And what we help is actually it's in line with the grant. So within 90 days, and they mentioned within 12 weeks, so that's pretty much 90 days, we're going to help you out with a comprehensive online presence and also offline presence plan, and help you out with the grant proposal for a business. Because in order for you to apply for this particular grant, you need a business plan, you need a grant proposal. And what we also help you to do is help you set up everything that you need to build you an online sales funnel. Because you're not doing this just to make your website look a little prettier, but your underlying motive of that is you want your website to look prettier so that you can get more customers. But we know the effective way because we live and breathe online marketing.
We do.
Yes.
We do. We
Yes.
certainly do. And it's an ongoing practice.
Yes, and your ultimate goal within the 90 days is to start generating leads and converting these leads into buying customers immediately.
And I want to really, we're going to be wrapping up pretty quick. And I want to say that what we're looking for is business owners that want to be involved in their own business, that want to be involved in this process, and ultimately realize that the number one biggest gap they have is they fail to recognize they own a sales and marketing company. And that sales and marketing company specifically is marketing and selling that particular product or service that they have. And so we want you to really get into the mind and become a marketer yourself. It's so much fun to see business owners go from an operation standpoint of just being an operator to recognizing they own a sales and marketing company that happens to have this kind of operation. And when that happens, it's like a eureka moment. And then at that point, we are really being used effectively the way we're supposed to be used. And so with that being said, I don't know if there's any more here. No, that's it. That was the last slide. So we'll go back over here and go and say, hey, call us up. You have everything to gain. We guarantee we'll find you a way to make $10,000 to $100,000. I've done this a number of times, and I'm 100% at finding this for every business so far. So you're wanting to find a way to grow your business? Valor and I are both capable of helping you. And with that, we're at the end of our call today. It's been awesome, Valor, sharing this with you. We were going to talk about testimonials this week, and obviously this is way more important. Testimonials are just a small part in you growing your digital presence. And with that, thanks very much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Valor, so much for putting this together today. We'll see you next week for our Sales and Marketing Power Hour.